Hey everybody, this is Rycard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Showdown battle video. Today's battle is a Little Cup match, which is a tier that I have had zero experience playing in thus far. And so I made this first team. It's doing really good so far. It's like 12-1 roughly, which is really cool considering I know absolutely nothing about this tier. And I'm fighting against an opponent's team that honestly looks like it would be probably a really good team, but I don't know anything about Little Cup. But this turned out to be a really cool battle, so we're just going to jump into it right now. I'm going to decide to lead off with my Houndour, as my opponent leads off with Mindfu. And knowing that, obviously, a high jump kick could possibly kill me, I'm going to go out and switch out into Marini. And this is going to allow me to, obviously, sponge any hit from it, because this thing has really good defensive typing and access to recovery and all that good stuff. Go for a Scald, though, try to burn it, and unfortunately it doesn't have him, as my opponent switches out into Fungus. Now I'm going to go back out into Houndour, and this is actually a very interesting Houndour set. This is something that I've wanted to be able to run on like a Houndoom forever, but realized that it's just too frail. But in Little Cup, Houndour actually has some pretty regular stats, so it's actually able to run kind of a funky little defensive set, which I'm going to basically be kind of explaining throughout this battle. But again, bring in Marini, I'm able to take the hits from the Mindfu again, and just go for Scald to get a burn on the Ferroseed, which is really good, and then I'll go back out into Houndour. Now, I have Early Bird, and I actually also have Will-O-Wisp on my Houndour, so I predicted the switch out into the Mindfu there, which allows me to burn this, and this ends up being one of like the most crucial plays in the game. Typically, Houndour is seen as like a mixed attacker in Little Cup, from what I gather after looking this up afterwards, but I really wanted to run a defensive one with Will-O-Wisp and Early Bird, because my Houndour also has Rest, which only allows me to be asleep for one turn when you use it with Early Bird, which is very cool. But as it brings in Spritzy right here, I'm not really sure again what it's going to do. Again, I know very little about this tier. Turns out it's like a Wish variant, so I know that based on how well it took the Flamethrower, probably be better off hitting with a physical attack, so I switched into my Mudbray, which has the Berry Juice, which unfortunately is going to get knocked off right now, but I'm able to set up Rocks, which is very good as he has this Ferroseed in here. And then just proceed to go for an Earthquake. Mudbray actually has a really good attack stat for being a Little Cup Pokemon, which is very cool. It also has this awesome ability in Stamina, which allows me to just boost my defense to insane amounts. But I'm going to go ahead and go for an Earthquake right there. His Ferroseed would have probably died upon switch otherwise. And then I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Houndour, which obviously is going to possibly take the predicted Spore or a Giga Drain. So I know my opponent isn't going to want to stay in right now. I actually also have Pursuit on my Houndour, which is very cool. So not only does it hit with a powerful special Fire move and Flamethrower, but also has the ability to Pursuit Trap. And I'm going to go ahead right now and go for the Rest. So this is my one turn of being asleep right here. He goes for the knockoff, which gets rid of my Eviolite. Not a super big deal, but I'm going to wake up right away. And there you go, full health, and my Houndour has now succeeded in not only taking out a Ferroseed, but also burning the Mindfu, which is just absolutely amazing for allowing me to just sponge hits from it throughout the battle. So knowing that it's burned and probably can't do much, I'm going to go ahead and switch out to my Timber here, which is going to threaten my opponent offensively, because I'm going to have obviously access to some powerful fighting moves, but I also have the knockoff. And this was also very important because Spritzy, obviously, as you saw before, was very bulky. So I'm able to knock off its Eviolite, which is going to allow me to switch into my Houndour pretty safely. I don't know what the heck the Covet was there about. I have no idea what that is in reference to. I feel like that might actually be something useful in this tier, but again, I know nothing about it. But it's going to allow me to 2-hit KO of a Spritzy, which is awesome for me. But he's going to go ahead, go out into Mindfu. Don't want to take the high jump kick, so I go into Mudbray, which is my physical wall, essentially. He's going to have to U-turn out, and I'm getting up to +2 pretty much every single time. So he's going to have to go out and do a special attacker. I did just go for the Earthquake, which ended up not being the best play here. Because I actually do also pack the Rock Tomb, which I thought would be really useful, because speed in the Little Cup tier is like very marginally different from other people. Like you can run like, you know, however many IVs to be boosted by 1 point in speed, and then that lets you outspeed like a million things. But this Volibee sets up, which I was not expecting with the weak arm and everything, but thankfully my Marini can live the boosted Dark Pulse, and I get a Haze off, which is going to reduce all of its stats to normal, allowing me to then go into Tailo, outspeed it, and then proceed to go for the Boom Burst to take it out. But Mindfu is going to come back in here. Again, Fake Out is pretty obvious right here, so I can just go right back out into Timber. He's going to go for the knockoff, get rid of my Eviolite. I'm going to go for the knockoff, get rid of his Eviolite, which is going to allow me a much easier time dealing with it in the future. Obviously, because Regenerator, it's going to be able to keep getting health back every single time it switches in. But I have no reason to not continue to go for knockoff right here. So I'm going to go for it again, get rid of Fungus's Eviolite, as he's going to then go ahead and switch back out into Mindfu. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the flamethrower now because he no longer has his Violet. And I saw before that I was actually faster than it, which is really weird. I would feel like you would run max speed on this, but I guess I'm incorrect in that. But either way, it's going to give me a safe switch right onto my Abra. He really doesn't have anything that can switch into this at this point in the battle. He's going to try to switch back into Mindfu again and then go for the Fake Out to possibly get rid of my Focus Sash. But again, I still have Timber right here, but he's going to sponge any hit from it extremely well. High Jump Kicks only do 33%, and I'm just going to go for the Drain Punch, which is going to recover a solid portion of HP, which is going to leave him only with his Abra left. And I actually have the Mach Punch on here, so in case this was a Focus Sashed Abra, I just broke the Sash. Then I'm going to go ahead and go out into my own Abra and go for the Energy Ball, which is going to take it down to, I think that's actually 1 HP, what it ends up working out to be in Little Cup, but either way it's not going to matter because my Tailo also has Quick Attack because it's kind of a mixed Tailo because again the stats don't really fluctuate that much even with EVs in this tier, so running mixed sets is really good. So I'm running Boom Burst, Hurricane, Quick Attack, and U-Turn, and it's really awesome to have that priority with the super powerful Boom Burst and everything. So this was a really cool battle. It was very close at the end. It really just came down to my Tailo having priority. And I got to kind of show off some of the interesting things I'm currently running in Little Cup. I don't know if any of you have ever tried this tier out before, but it is incredibly fun, and I've had a lot of fun just playing it this morning and yesterday, trying to get acquainted a little bit with what's going on in this tier and getting to just understand exactly how this tier functions. So anyways, everybody, that is it for this video though, so thank you all for watching, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.